64,000 is the median number of words per book. Average person reads about 200 words per minute. Simple math will tell us that is one book in 320 minutes. To accomplish this in 7 days, numbers say you would have to read for 45 minutes a day. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification button, like, comment, and share. Enjoy.
Hello, and happy day. How does slowing down sound to you today? Would you like to reduce the noise for just a bit? Are you ready to make a choice and decide to listen? My name is Igor S.F. Walker. I am here to remind people to slow down, to reduce the noise, to walk their lives into a natural flow. Welcome back to the Book of the Week series. Every week, as I read another amazing title, I share it with the world. Today, we look at Willpower, Rediscovering Our Greatest Strength by Roy Baumeister and John Tierney. In this video, we rediscover that in a hedonistic age full of distractions, it is hard to possess willpower, or in fact even understand why we should need it. Yet, it is actually the most important factor in achieving success in a happy life, shown to be more significant than money, looks, background, or even intelligence. Stick around till the end. I will share with you some tools I haven't used that will help you tremendously in this game of life. Discover a way to find out what actually motivates you. What innate human need is driving all of your decisions and your behavior. I will share some tools to improve your self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management. However you define success, a happy family, good friends, a satisfying career, robust health, financial security, the freedom to pursue your passion, it tends to be accompanied by a couple of qualities. When psychologists isolate the personal qualities that do predict positive outcomes in life, they consistently find two traits: intelligence and self-control. So far, researchers still haven't learned how to permanently increase intelligence, but they have discovered, or at least rediscovered, how to improve self-control. The highest possible stage in moral culture is when we recognize that we ought to control our thoughts. Willpower, like a muscle, becomes fatigued from overuse, but it can also be strengthened over the long term through exercise. Most major problems, personal and social, center on failure of self-control, compulsive spending and borrowing, impulsive violence, underachievement in school, procrastination at work, alcohol and drug abuse, unhealthy diet, lack of exercise, chronic anxiety, explosive anger, poor self-control. Correlates with just about any kind of individual trauma: losing friends, being fired, getting divorced, winding up in prison. Self-control turned out to be the only trait that predicted a college student's grade point average better than chance. Self-control also proved to be a better predictor of college grades than that of the student's IQ or SAT scores. Although raw intelligence was obviously an advantage, the studies show that self-control was more important because it helped the students show up more reliably for classes, start their homework earlier, and spend more time working and less time watching television. In workplaces, managers scoring high in self-control were rated more favorably by their subordinates as well as by their peers. People with good self-control seemed exceptionally good and at forming and maintaining secure, satisfying attachments to other people. They were shown to be better at empathizing with others and considering things from other people's perspective. They were more stable emotionally and less prone to anxiety, depression, paranoia, psychosis, obsessive compulsive behavior, eating disorders, drinking problems, and other maladies. They got angry less often, and when they did get angry, they were less likely to get aggressive, either verbally or physically. Ultimately, self-control lets you relax because it removes stress and it enables you to conserve willpower for the important challenges. Exactly what is willpower? Which part of the brain is involved? What is happening in the neural circuits? What other physical changes are taking place? What did it feel like when willpower ebbed? What stress really does is depletes willpower, which diminishes your ability to control your emotions. Now, the experiments consistently demonstrated two lessons. Number one, you have a finite amount of willpower that becomes depleted as you use it. And number two, you use the same stock of willpower for all manner of tasks. You may think you have one reservoir of self-control for work, another for dieting, another for exercise, another for being nice to your family. But the Radish experiment showed that two completely and unrelated activities, resisting chocolate and working on geometry puzzles, drew on the same source of energy, and this phenomenon has been demonstrated over and over again. Ego depletion actually affects even your heartbeat. We can divide the uses of willpower into four broad categories, starting with the control of thoughts. Another broad category is the control of emotions, which psychologists called affect regulation, when it's focused specifically on mood. A third category is often called impulse control, which is what most people associate with willpower, the ability to resist temptations like alcohol, tobacco, Cinnabons, or cocktail waitresses. Finally, there's the category that researchers call performance control, focusing your energy on task at hand, finding the right combination of speed and accuracy, managing time, preserving it, and persevering when you feel like quitting. The first step in self-control is to set a clear goal. Technical term researchers use for self-control is self-regulation. And the regulation part highlights the importance of a goal. Regulating means changing. But only a particular kind of intentional, meaningful change to regulate is to guide towards a specific goal or a specific standard. Speed limit for cars on the highway, the maximum height for an office building. Self-control without goals and other standards would be nothing more than aimless change, like trying to diet without any idea of which foods are actually fattening. For most of us, though, the problem is not lack of goals, but rather too many of them. Imagine throwing a pebble into a still pond. How does the water respond? The answer is totally appropriately to the force and mass of the input. And then it returns back to calm. It doesn't overreact or underreact. Instead of paying doctors and hospitals to repair your body, you can monitor yourself to avoid illness. Instead of heeding marketers' offerings of fast food or instant pleasures. You can set up your life so that you are bombarded with messages promoting health and conscientiousness. So far, marketers have been really effective at selling goods and other things that undermine our willpower. So we need to apply those techniques to strengthen it. For contentment, apparently, it pays to look at how far you have come. Now, to stroke motivation and ambition, focus instead on the road ahead. The best advice for young writers and aspiring professors is write every day. Use your self-control to form a daily habit, and you will produce more with less effort in the long run. We often think of willpower in heroic terms, as a single act in a crucial moment in life. Sprinting at the end of a marathon, getting through the pain of childbirth, enduring an injury, dealing with the crisis, resisting the seemingly irresistible temptation, beating the impossible deadline. Those are feats that remain in memory, and they make the best stories. Self-control is not selfish. Willpower enables us to get along with others and override impulses that are based on personal short-term interests. Why questions? They push the mind up to a higher level of thinking and focus on the future. How questions bring the mind down to the lower levels of thinking and they focus on the present. Self-controlled, improved among people who were encouraged to think in high-level terms. And it actually got worse amongst those who thought in low-level terms. After engaging in high-level thinking, people are more likely to pass up a quick reward for something better in the future. To promise not to do a thing is the surest way in the world to have the body want to go and do that very thing. Willpower 101. First lesson. Know your limits. Your supply of willpower is limited, and you use the same resource for many different things. Each day may start off with your stock of willpower fresh and renewed. At least if you've had a good night's sleep and a healthy breakfast. But then, all day, things chip and nibble away at it. The complexity of modern life makes it difficult to keep in mind that all these seemingly unrelated chores and demands draw on the same account inside of you. Self-control is ultimately about much more than self-help. It is essential for savoring your time on earth and sharing joy with people you love. Of all the benefits that have been demonstrated in Baumeister's experiments, one of the most heartening is this. People with stronger willpower are more altruistic. They're more likely to donate to charity, to do volunteer work, and to offer their own homes as shelter to someone with no place to go. Willpower evolved because it was crucial for our ancestors to get along with the rest of the clan. And it's still serving that purpose today. That's why, despite all the foibles and failures, there is reasons to be bullish on self-control. Willpower is still evolving. Lots of us have succumbed lately to new temptations, and there will be plenty of unexpected challenges ahead. But no matter what new technologies arise, no matter how overwhelming some of the new threats are seen, humans have the capacity to deal with them. Our willpower has made us the most adaptable creatures on the planet, and we are rediscovering how to help one another. Use it. We're learning, once again, that the willpower is the virtue that sets our species apart and that makes each one of us strong. And there you have it. Willpower rediscovering our greatest strength. Please do help out. It is easy. Simply like this video so more people can enjoy it. Share it too and spread the word. Do leave a comment and share your thoughts. Subscribe to my channel and stay up to date. And the link to this book is in the description below, so you buy it and you read and you never stop learning, especially learning about yourself and nature. So gift yourself by taking the free human needs test on my website and find out what actually motivates you, what innate human need is driving all of your decisions and your behavior. And if you feel you are ready to improve your self-awareness, social awareness, self-management, and relationship management even further, then do check out my Master of Life Awareness program. The links are in the description below. Thank you. Love and respect.